Let's play a game.
Let's do it.
I'm down for a game.
Keep
or
kill.
Let me go ahead and get my sign. Keep or kill.
I'll kick it off.
All right.
AI artists. No, you ain't gotta look at ours, man. You're killing it.
Yeah.
I'm all for the AI movement.
I'm
not
for
just talking about
AI,
Allen
not the
Iverson.
artist.
Yeah.
Huh?
I'm saying I'm for AI, not the artist.
Why not the artist?
I mean, we got some human artists.
Yeah.
That still need some shine. And I just feel like it's taken away. You know what I'm saying? It's taken away from the human
I
artist.
do like Nick Hustle though.
I like Nicky Hustle, but
You know Nick Hustle? He sings "Stay Blessed, my nigga," and that resonated with me. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I want to stay blessed, so I got to support.
AI artists ain't no problems. They're showing up on time. They're not, they're not talking back to you. They, you know what I mean? Ain't no contract disputes.
Yeah.
They're coming from more of an executive POV. You know what I mean? So I'm looking at
yeah. I get it.
no AI artists for you.
I mean,
You wouldn't do a record with AI artists?
I'm the same way. I think looking at it from a bigger picture, I get it from the lens of a business. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, like we just talked about, it's just so many artists out there trying to make it, and then the fact that the AI can come in, you put a prompt in, and it's over with. And it's like years of hard work, years of labor. It's just like it's even harder now. You know what I'm saying? For the artist that is trying to make it. So yeah, I would say kill the AI artists.
Okay.
Let's TV show reboots. Like I don't want to see no Family Matters 2026. I don't want to see that. Like
I think we've done it a lot.
It's done a lot.
And it's time to just come up with some original stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
The only reason I said keep is because I love the reboot of The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Did you?
Yeah, they just reworked the whole thing. Because
they
I
reworked it.
didn't like the original Fresh Prince.
Me neither.
But I liked this Fresh Prince.
Huh.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Wow.
They're about to reboot Different World. Are you excited about it?
No. And I love A Different World. It's one of the reasons I went to an HBCU. But some classics, just certain pieces of art, I don't want you to reimagine.
It's a time capsule.
It's a time capsule. That was a time. I don't want you to just take away I just don't, like I said, I don't want to see a Beauty in Black 20 years from now. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't know what that's going to be. So, it's a kill for me.
Cut to him getting cast as a new George Jefferson shit next week.
All right, let's go state of hip-hop. Hip-hop.
Hip-hop.
Oh,
what are you talking about?
I don't know.
That's tough.
I'm keeping. You're on the fence, Phil?
On the fence.
You're talking about current hip hop, right?
Yeah.
Kill that shit.
Yeah.
Oh, current hip hop.
State of current hip hop. Well, I'm on the fence because to me, here's the thing.
Current hip hop.
You had Cole who just put an album out some weeks ago. I'm loving what he's doing. Kendrick. I mean, here go the thing.
That's why
if we keeping it a buck, the unks and the big bros, the OGs is really holding it down.
Come on, bro.
Clips,
T.I., Ludacris, Clips.
Yeah.
Oh, that's why I said keep, because I feel like the OGs that are at a certain level now are about to be dropping records with access and money and information that people before. I mean, Snoop and them did a crazy, are legendary, but when I heard what T.I. did, I was like, wait a minute. Let's not act like they're
niggas in their
40s,
late 30s, 40s, and with Clips case, 50s. Literally putting out classics.
So it makes me want to not judge. We're not kind of hip hop in terms of it aging. And I think we're about to make grown hip hop really sexy and hot. And I fucking like that.
No, I'm about that.
The reason I say kill is because of TikTok, I really see how influential hip hop is.
Absolutely.
Because these little white ladies mumbling all these Glorilla words and all of that stuff. You see how influential it is, and I don't like it. I don't like it at all because we got more to offer. Like if these rich people gonna listen to us, why not say something valuable?
Valid points are being made here.
Definitely.
Influence the culture.
Oh.
I gotta say keep. Just because they get in the bag. You
support the bag.
Okay, entrepreneurs,
what they do, maybe this, but the bag, this. So it's like, they get in the bag. It's like, but at the same time, let me change that though to this too though.
It's a little bit of both.
Yeah, it's a little bit of both. See, it's a little bit of both.
Let's go with the Shade Room.
Kill.
Keep.
I'm gonna say keep.
I like y'all over there. Kill. Y'all my friends.
I like Shade Room. I mean, I feel like
it's my CNN.
You get your news.
That's where I get my news. Once I get up and I meditate in the morning, I get my life together in the gym, then I come back and then I jump into the shenanigans, courtesy of the Shade Room. So I'm here, boy. Keep it though. I love the Shade Room.
I try to limit my social media, but I definitely go to Shade Room specifically every day to find out what's happening. So I can't front like. If I'm keeping it real, right, then I go to Shade Room.
Yeah, I had to block the Shade Room.
Did you?
Yeah, I don't know.
And we've been on there a couple times.
I don't know if that's helped because it still shows up on my timeline.
Anyway.
It's gonna show up.
Yeah, as much as I can do to get it off my timeline, I'm gonna do that.
You blocked them?
Yeah. Sorry, Shady.
You gotta block the Shade Room, nigga?
That's shady.
I'm good.
All right, let's go. Heavy sampling of 90s records.
Kill.
I feel like I killed
here's the thing. I may contradict myself what I said about the TV reboots, right? I'm okay if you reimagine a 90s classic with excellence. Like if you take it to another level and it's not just a standard sample, even though I'm cool with just a standard sample because in the 90s, we was flipping 70s and 80s records with excellence. Yeah. When you think about Big and Pac and Nas and everybody, that shit was classics. Yeah. Even R&B artists would flip Mary Blige, you know what I'm saying? Like they were flipping records that were like from the previous decade. So I'm forward if it's just taps into a different level of creativity.
Yeah, that's what it is.
I just don't like when you hear the beginning of the song, you think it's the original.
And then it's just...
And then it goes into some 808 and they doing mumble rap and you just like, can I just hear the original, please? Like I.E. Tory Lane say it, like I still have a gripe with their record.
Oh, say it?
Yes.
Because you thought you would Brownstone?
It starts off as the original Brownstone record and then it goes into his record and I'm just like, yeah, let me hear the original.
Why you say keep?
To be honest, I want to show y'all something. Can I show y'all something?
Yeah.
Shit. Like even the other day, this is crazy because this is exactly what you said you didn't want. But like, for example,
so you don't listen.
For example, like I love D'Angelo and shit. So like, for example, I just and I probably can't get this cleared and shit. I just made it because I'm like bored and stuff. Like I made like how does it feel again and played on the keys, but I added 808s and shit to it. But it's like it's still smooth and shit, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I gotta keep it. I gotta keep it to it for sure. I just dropped the 808s and shit, made like difference. Nigga want to rap on it like.
That's it. It just depends on the song on top of it.
And I added a little ad-libs and shit from. But still, yeah, so I gotta keep it.
It's probably never getting cleared.
Never.
I hate to say it.
Never.
I think they'll clear it. I think it's a conversation.
It's a conversation.
Yeah, because it's really it's going to be D'Angelo's estate, and then of course Raphael Sadiq, and Raphael's an artist.
Okay.
Yes. And so I think it's a conversation.
It's a conversation for sure.
All right, so
what do you think? Timon looks very disapproved. He's like,
I know. But sometimes I like listening to it. I love that melody. That melody is one of the best
melodies of
all time.
Yeah,
and then I once D'Angelo passed, rest in peace, I had to learn on the piano right away. So I learned it, and then it's like I go to parties and just start playing it. The whole.
But you're actually taking the song and
that's an interpolation.
Yeah, I'm interpolating. Yeah, for sure. I'm interpolating.
It's literally people playing to get people's attention. They're playing, they're looping the original record. Yeah. And then
that's just lazy.
That's true, yeah. I'm actually playing on
that's just lazy.
Or speed it up and do some other shit too. Like,
like
Chickmont style. You know what
it'd be different if it was actually good.
Yeah, but it's true.
Half this shit ain't good.
That's true.
Well, speaking of speeding up, let's TikTok deciding chart success.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say keep.
Wow. The judgment from over here to you.
I'm gonna say the reason I'm saying keep is not because I necessarily like it, right? But I feel like where the people are and where they're being most creative is a determination of where music is. So if that's the popular place right now and they're deciding where music is, then you have to listen to what the actual people like. I think sometimes as in the industry, you start to become a tastemaker. You want to tell people what to do, but I've learned more as a creator just watching what people are listening to on TikTok and where their heads are going, how they're spending time with their families, what they're dancing to. And so I'm like, if that's the most influential place for where creativity is happening, then the chart should be where the influence is.
Well, how long of the song is influential? Because I've seen instances online where people will do the little TikTok dances to like the first, whatever that little bridge or chorus is, and then they sit down when the artist is singing the rest of the record.
That's definitely happening.
And I'm like,
yeah.
Okay, so how do we get to where people are listening to the full song? Because there's still 2 minutes left.
Yeah, that's why I don't agree with it, because I feel like it's not enough. Like, think about the chart used to be you had to physically go to a store. Then when it got digital, you had to go to iTunes and download the single or the album or the EP. To me, it was a commitment. Like doing a 30-second dance to take me through there. Like, does that really deserve, you know what I mean? Like the same weight as somebody who literally streamed your entire song or downloaded your full song. I just don't agree with the chart impact of TikTok in that regard.
You make a fair point.
So
fair point.
Sign into a major label. As a former major label exec, there you go.
Definitely kill it.
I think the playing field to me is level right now. I feel like this is great for independence.
Yeah.
Timon still works affiliated with a major label, so he's kind of silent over there, rightfully so. But I just think it's the playing field should be level, because when you think about the essence and the core of where the music industry, a lot of our breakout stars over the years, it was Motown Records. Yeah. It was Philly International. It was Cash Money. It was QC. It was So Def. It was Bad Boy.
You
gotta acknowledge it, right? I gotta acknowledge it, right? But these were all the boutique independent labels that really set the trend. So I'm for the independent, because I feel like you need those independents. And then they find a strategic way to partner with the majors, even on the countryside. Big Machine, that's what Taylor Swift was like. So we can give countless examples, but I like the idea of people controlling their art, their destiny, and more importantly, monetizing and owning their IP, their intellectual property.
I will say keep, if we can get people that really love music back into these buildings, because there's way too many people that are just there for a 9 to 5. It's an assembly line. It's the same old rigmarole with every project, and they're not tailoring the experiences per artist. Like, it's like you can't do the same thing on artist A that you did on artist Z last year. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm seeing a lot of that at all the labels.
I feel like I hear you, and I feel like that's the right thing to say. But if I'm being honest, right, in my 20 plus years of being in the music business and working with every single kind of artist, I honestly can't tell you one single artist I've ever talked to that said, "Man, I love my major record label." Not even when they're winning, not even when they're the priority, does it feel like it's like a good symbiotic relationship where it's serving its purpose the way you're talking about it, where like your A&R is creative and they care and it's a true partnership. It's been in those boutique situations where you have people that really do care and roll their sleeves up and do the work for you. And then when it gets popular, bigger companies come and say, "Oh, I like what you're doing over there at Motown and places." But I've never sat in a room in a studio and an artist comes in, whether it's the head of the label that sends them directly, and they sit down, I'm like, "What's going on?" They're like, "I hate them." They all say that. That's facts. So it's hard for me to say that it's great when I haven't heard any really great stories about it from the creative side.
And it's still being at one, right? It's disappointing when I attempt to have conversations about music, and I get everybody's not always super immersed in what happened back in the day and just liner notes and all that jazz, but it is disappointing when you try to have musical conversations with people at these labels and they don't know anything. And it's just like, shouldn't we all have some type of knowledge about what the culture is and what the culture was and how we can, it's just, it is disappointing to see that. And so I would say, if you've already got motion, like a Brent Fayez who has literally amassed a major career without the help of a major label, continue to do that. Don't feel like you have to sign to a major.
You're doing it right now.
Yeah, but I was going to ask y'all, like, what advice would y'all give to people that are independent and starting an independent label? What advice would you take to make them blow up the way they need to?
Man, that's a multi-layered question.
Yeah, that's a loaded question.
It's the team though. To me, the team is the most important part. Of course, having the art to cut through, but having that team, having that right publicity, that right digital. If you're going to radio, if you're, but having that comprehensive plan first and foremost.
Yeah.
That marketing strategy, that plan, but that team is everything.
For sure. Yeah. That team is everything.
And it's, if you get people that are not just, trying to get a check, it's like, no, I believe in the vision. I believe in what's being built. That's always a plus. But I just think that it's really the team.
Yeah, no, for sure.
I also think that you have to have the ability to define success for yourself as an independent person, because if you start looking at artist A or artist Z, then you miss the opportunity to make your own way. And that's 100%. What the independent journey is about. It's about making your own way. Yeah, there's a way.
There's a way.
You just got to make it.
Yeah, for sure.
But I think with platforms, even like even.biz, that's doing a lot of direct to consumer opportunities for artists like yourself, I think that's a great opportunity because you can really monetize in a way that most can't, and literally go directly to your consumer. So,
and also realizing that, like, on a financial level, right?
Yeah.
Most people, you can't compete with the majors money wise.
No.
They're gonna outspend you, out budget you, out everything. So it can't be that you're trying to be flashier.
Facts.
Or more sexy than them, you're not gonna win that. It has to be about authenticity and the people around you that believe in you and finding the loopholes that the majors are not paying attention to, because they're not paying attention to everything. You have your ear to the street better than they do.
That's facts.
So chasing them and trying to prove them that you can do a better video than Taylor Swift is gonna make you lose real fast.
Yes.
We sound crazy.